Good evening, everyone. Stephen Hawking once said the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. From sci fi thrillers to doomsday predicting scientists like Hawking wanting their words to make a splash, the public is notoriously wary on the complex topic of this thing that we call AI. Artificial intelligence is a very broad term that surrounds different types of programs which do tasks that would typically require human intelligence and reasoning. It can be helpful to understand a few major concepts of AI. Some of these concepts include things like deep learning, which is basically using AI to learn about humans and their habits based on a huge collection of data, while machine learning is the ability of a computer to imitate human behavior. Now, superintelligent AI or superintelligence is what everyone's talking about. Superintelligence is a hypothetical concept of AI that would be a self aware, similar to a human being, yet vastly smarter and more powerful. Obviously, it's a scary concept that a computer may one day think just like a human, but in this speech, I want to discuss the importance of taking responsibility for our own actions with AI, as is truly the big deal that humans will try and make AI hurt or help us. Artificial intelligence may not be so terrifying once we begin to understand what it really is. Currently, the uninformed populace rely on what we have heard from famous movies such as The Terminator or Ex Machina. If not from a movie, we may learn about this stuff through a semi-trusted figure such as Stephen Hawking or Elon Musk. Musk famously stated that he believes we are summoning the demon with regards to artificial intelligence. It really is a thrilling and unique concept that one day we may really have an all-powerful computer that gains consciousness and then turns against us. According to Autonomy and AI by Kenneth Walsh, it is the failure to recognize that AI is a system that only operates in combination with people and social institutions. Artificial intelligence is basically something that we create with certain bounds and with certain goals to make decisions a normal program may be unable to. It is still a system and not a being, as Walsh states. Rather than vastly complex maze of neurons, neurochemicals, and much more, AI is something we made with a clear goal. Walsh details on this same page an argument made by Mueller, featuring a story about self-driving cars being programmed to preserve themselves and thus begin collecting resources for their own good, getting out of control too quickly, to that Walsh says. In another piece by him, the structure of AI systems is such that human designers have programmed goals into such systems that they are not free to make alternative decisions. The bottom line is artificial intelligence is a tool made by humans for humans. It is a system that has, or should have, clear boundaries and goals. And anything resembling something that one day can take off and become its own evil being is likely outlandishly fake, if not far away and impossible. There are absolutely some issues with AI that can prove dangerous or harmful to us. It is just that we have to and must discuss these things while thinking broadly. Artificial intelligence is a relatively new field and it's incredibly sophisticated and complex. So its potential power brings about an absolute ton of different concerns and decisions to be made. How ethical are certain AIs? How dangerous? What can go wrong if superintelligence turned against us? As the populace would agree on, plenty of things can go wrong. Tom Garfinkel in Artificial Intelligence, A Threat to Strategic Stability, states, apart from these irrational fears are the rational fears that are often hidden, overshadowed by the irrational. The problem with present-day AI systems arise primarily from programming that does not anticipate unique conditions, errors in the collection and processing data, hacking by malicious individuals, and even human operator complacement and overcorrection due to mind-numbing numbers of the task at the operating system on autopilot, rather than a robot revolution. The piece AI Safety Concerns by Oliver Waugh details what makes these computers dangerous is not that they can become human, but that they fail in ways that humans may not. Waugh states, AI systems may perform far better than humans in some areas while simultaneously failing to exhibit common sense. Aside from the failing at something like common sense, AI can also prove dangerous when doing exactly what we intend it to do. Artificial Intelligence, A Threat to Strategic Stability by James S. Johnson. The very real world of warfare is and will continue to be impacted by AI. As Johnson states, the nuanced, multifaceted possible intersections of this emerging technology with a range of advanced conventional weapon systems can compromise nuclear and militant capabilities, thus amplifying the potentially destabilizing effects of these weapons. Advances in military ability can be incredibly dangerous and serious. Over the centuries, war has gone from swords and arrows to nukes and now artificial intelligence advanced strategies for our nukes and other weapons. It's clear that AI can go horribly wrong or can be used for evil. So far as I made it sound, AI sounds incredibly dangerous, if not for one reason, for then another. Be assured there's also a lot of good that can come from AI. While some things may go wrong, AI is so heavily invested in and studied for a reason, it can make the previous impossible possible, compute complex or tedious tasks, or even provide a window into human nature, such as the researchers did with Nightmare Machine. In the article AI Nightmare Machine, Know What Scares You by Mindy Wiesberger, the scientists used deep learning and user input to review massive collections of online pictures, then applied that software to pictures of famous historical buildings and faces, successfully turning normal images into absolute nightmare fuel. This seems bad again, but it goes to show how AI can do all sorts of incredible things, including learning what we think is scary or good or fun or whatever you could want in a more clearly beneficial story written by Yasmin Tada, titled Company Using Artificial Intelligence to Improve Security. Tada details how this company made leaps and bounds of improvements in securing their information, all with the help of artificial intelligence. He claims Armorway, using intelligence data that draws on everything from passenger load numbers to traffic changes, creates a schedule that makes it difficult for a terrorist to predict when there will be increased police presence. In addition to this example, we can think of so many others, such as Tesla's machine learning capabilities, which allow things such as self-driving, driving to the owner when parked, safety abilities, and far more. How about financial investing, facial recognition we see on our smartphones, recommended pages on social media algorithms that know what we want to see, or even improved maps and navigation. All of these things we take for granted while blindly pointing a finger at the dangerous tales of superintelligence and AI. There's a lot of good that could be learned from AI. So you're probably wondering whether AI is more helpful or harmful at the end of the day. And us, and only us as human beings, with the great power coming with great responsibility, and that's really never more true in the case of AI. What can vastify, improve our lives, and also destroy it. When Hawking famously said, it will either be the best thing that's ever happened to us or the worst thing if we're not careful. It may very be, well, our last thing. Lex Freeman, an MIT AI computer science major, said in an episode, I tend to believe that there's a lot more ways in which AI can make our lives better and can make life awesome as humans. I think humans are the ones that can do the evil in regards to AI. I'm more worried about humans. It's clear that minus the crazy sci-fi threat of superintelligence, this issue is totally in our control. By now, you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI. Thankfully, as previously concluded, the ugly is an unrealistic and far-off circumstance, which leaves the potential good and bad in our very own hands. Unfortunately, we historically, as species, have not always been as wise as we are intelligent. So this is a matter of topic that we must stay on. Proper education of the public on the real fears and what AI actually is and how it can go in a long way in making sure scientists are using this great power responsibly. Just as AI can do some of the amazing things we mentioned, it can also wreak absolute havoc. As long as we take the right precautions and educate ourselves, so we may use this power for good. Thank you. I'm Jimmy Pacifico, and that is my speech on AI.